right, we are back. Welcome back to another episode of the Rick and Danny Show. Rick, it feels great to be back.
I didn't know we were asked to be back. This is a surprise, but happy to be back.
I think a couple people asked, maybe. Brenna,
A
you
lot of
asked.
a lot of people have asked, actually.
Brenna, you can't just count your dad 500 times and say 500 people asked for
I
us to come
don't. I
back.
don't. He only counts as 200 people, I swear.
Okay, all right. If you say so.
He's
No,
kind
it's
of a
good.
big deal in Boston. He knows a
He
lot of
is a big
people.
deal. Thank you. It's been about a year and a couple months. You guys want to quickly reintroduce yourself to our old listeners who maybe have forgotten your voices and our new listeners, hopefully.
Yeah, I'm Danny Kabrinsky, one of the medical oncologists here at Cancer Specialists in North Florida at our Beaches location. We are recording here from the Beaches location. Rick, I think you're over at South Point. Is that right?
That's right. My name is Rick Cassidy. I'm a radiation oncologist, and I practice at our South Point and Fleming Island offices.
And I am producer Brenna. I work in marketing and I'm recording from my home office, which is really nice.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure, Danny, I figured out why we're suddenly not recording in person is Brenna's in her PJs, probably got a hot cup of cocoa in her bed, and you and I are at the office recording. Seems like a bad trade for us.
It
No, actually,
does.
I'm in my very fancy Boston themed home office, but I kind of slacked and didn't get the camera situation figured out for this recording, so you'll see it next time. Hopefully, we'll be on camera next time.
Danny, this is the worst trade since the Lakers acquired Luka Doncic for spare parts, and
That's a good
Anthony
one.
Davis's one abdomen muscle.
Right, exactly. Waiting for his season-ending injury.
Exactly. It was
We'll
a
see.
ticking
see.
time. He's out for a while, so.
Oh man.
But yeah,
Terrible.
I didn't realize we were the Mavericks and she was the Lakers because we've been fleeced.
Well, we have yet to have the benefit and privilege of working from home, right, Rick? We
Yeah,
don't
no,
have that.
I don't think my patients are gonna want to come to my house for treatment. I think that they won't be fans. Won't be fans.
There will be
Listen.
distractions possibly.
Yeah, my children will be assaulting them verbally, physically, and emotionally. It's not
So-
the best environment for health.
So you're saying nothing has changed about your children in the last year and a couple months?
No, they've changed. They're just now bigger zoo animals.
Oh.
They require more food, more space to run, you know. But the it's chaos.
I remember my
but
recent interaction. Yeah, it was good. It was
What
good.
was it? Please share.
Well, the two boys ran up to me, had a lot of things to say. I don't remember everything, and then they proceeded to run out and kind of chase after us a little bit, and they wanted to drive my car, which was pretty cool. Boys will be boys. That's what they do.
Exactly. They are whatever the definition of boys are. They they meet the criteria.
Definitely.
They're a whirlwind every time I see them, but they're so fun and they're so cute. So
Yeah.
Your mouth to God's ears, Brenna.
Now, I don't know, Brenna, were we in the New Beaches office when we recorded last? Because I can update the
Yes.
listeners with that. I think we just moved in, maybe.
I think you had just moved in. So if
Yeah.
you want to tell them all about that.
Yeah, we moved in here to our Neptune Beach office. We're in the atrium building, occupied the whole third floor of the atrium building, just south of Atlantic Boulevard. We have a new physician in our Beaches location, Dr. Jacqueline Croft. She's off to a great start. I think everyone loves her so far and has good interaction with her. So 3 physicians now at the Beaches office. Currently with 1 nurse practitioner. We just hired a new one to help us out. But it's going great. I think a lot of positive feedback from the patients. Convenient for a lot of our patients who live in Atlantic Beach and Neptune Beach. And even if they live in Ponte Vedra, they don't mind the drive up A1A. So I think we've only heard good things so far.
Very good, very good. Rick, have you made it out to see the new place yet?
The Beaches office?
Yeah,
Yeah, I was at the open house. You don't recall my support for you, Brenna?
I do recall
Jeez.
your support.
Yeah, but no,
I was just trying to make conversation.
that's the only time I've been out there. It's a beautiful building. It's really nice. And I think if you go up right to like one corner of one of the rooms, you can just get your tiny little slice of the ocean.
You
Right,
get a
Danny?
sense that there's an ocean there. You might not see it, but it's
Oh,
there.
I thought one of the rooms you could like catch it on the corner or something. No?
Yeah, you might have a little sliver of the ocean, but you know where it is, and it's walking distance, which is pretty sweet. We don't
Do
get
you
out
oft-
there that much.
I was gonna say, do you often take long walks on the beach during the day?
No, but it's a good area to do that. The beaches are nice. Neptune Beach has it's quiet area. You could go for a nice stroll, hit the restaurants up in Atlantic Beach, which actually we love going to a couple of the restaurants up this way. So I need to do it more, Brenna. I just don't.
Get on it. Come on. What are you busy?
Yeah, a little busy. Rick, you a little busy over there at South Point?
Always and forever. I wish I had time to walk to the beach, but instead I'm recording a podcast.
It's so much more fun though. Who
Is
needs the
it?
beach when you
Is
can
it?
We'll
sit in
have to
your
pod
office
from
and
the
talk
beach
to
one
us?
one day. We'll
Yeah,
have
we
to
can
do that one day.
record from the beach. It's a good
That
idea.
honestly sounds like a recording nightmare with wind.
No, yeah,
Just
the
gonna
wind
be honest with you.
would be an issue.
It's authentic.
Well, a
Sounds like a
beach
lot of
bar. We could do a beach bar and be protected from the wind. It'll be
True.
good.
Yeah, it's a good
No, we
point.
could do that. And then Rick would be happy.
Yeah, exactly.
So
Yeah,
Well, who wouldn't? Who would? Sounds amazing.
I guess it's been like you said almost over a year, or it has been over a year. Other than the beaches office improvements and relocation, I think we've had a lot of other changes within the company in terms of physical space. Is that right, Brenna?
that is right. You guys want to talk about our I think our biggest one is our Riverside location. You guys want to talk a little bit about that?
Yeah, so we took over the cancer center at the Ascension Riverside Hospital, and our medical oncology group recently moved down from their original office. I believe it was on the seventh floor or eighth floor, something
Eighth,
like
yeah.
that, eighth
Yeah.
floor. And so we have a full scope radiation department and medical oncology department now on the first two floors of the cancer center, right attached to the hospital. So I think it's been a lot of work and a lot of kudos to the physicians there as well as all the folks behind the scenes who helped put that together. But it's definitely going to be one of our larger offices with both specialties on site.
It's definitely booming. Every time I go there, it's packed and it's a really beautiful office for sure. Super cool. So I think that eventually maybe we look at a second machine there, Rick, possibly. I think that's the
Yeah,
plan.
Yeah,
possibly.
I think there's a space for it, but and they do imaging there now and everything, so definitely super
I think the big
nice.
thing is, just like our other offices, South Point and Fleming and St. Augustine, having the MO, medical oncology, radiation oncology collaboration is huge. I think patients appreciate that. And I heard the collaboration up at Riverside has been really good so far.
Yeah, I think it's nice for folks who live near there to be able to, if they need both modalities, to be able to do it all under one roof and, being able to incorporate the existing, I think it's the Mary Virginia Cancer Center that was
Yes.
there before. So being able to kind of reconfigure that space a little bit and allow it to be more modern and more open and more welcoming to patients, I think the feedback I've heard has been great.
We also have a multidisciplinary program there with North Florida surgeons for breast cancer patients, and I think eventually we're going to move into um, different cancer sites on that as well. And
So yeah, and then one of the other offices that got a expansion and a refresh is our Clay office. They grew their chemo chairs, their office space. They were getting so busy that they really needed it, and the layout is now kind of all open glass windows overlooking the hospital that's right next door. So I think it's been the feedback I've heard from the care team as well as patients has been excellent. Brent, I don't know what you've heard.
yeah, no, same thing. I think expanding that chemo room has been really helpful. I think they got a couple more exam rooms out of the expansion as well. Um, and there's a dedicated space now for chemo teach and everything. So it's been really positive overall. I think patients are really happy with it. And
That's great.
it's such a close-knit community there. I feel like Clay kind of reminds me of the beaches and that like they
Hmm.
just kind of stick to like their area. And so I think the people that have been going there forever, are still going there and I think they're
Right.
very happy with, the modern updates and stuff.
And we have three physicians over there, right? Brenna, Dr.
Yes. Yep.
Siegel, Dr. Karawadia, and Dr. Feynman, right?
Yes, and an APRN as well.
Well, that's great.
And Danny, on the radiation front, since we've been off as well, in addition to Riverside, we added a second linear accelerator at our St. Augustine office to really help improve clinic flow and patient satisfaction. Now we can treat more patients more efficiently, and it's been, like I said, they've been very busy over there, and I think it's been a big asset to the community and our partners at UF Flagler. I think have
Hmm.
appreciated the throughput from the second machine.
No, I've only heard good feedback about that as well, Rick. They're staying very busy in the St. Augustine region, and to have that capability there is great for the community.
And then Rick, you got some stuff happening in your parking lot over there at South Point.
Oh, what's
Yeah,
going on at South Point?
right now we have looks like a roofing contractor out, best I can tell.
There's a
So
leak?
no, I hope not. They're
No.
turning, so at our South Point office, for the folks who haven't been here in person, we used to have our central business office or CBO at a adjacent building on the same part of land, and that has also our main pharmacy site. And we've decided as a group that we're going to retool that space to be clinic space and eventually move our Southside Booth Road office clinic operations to South Point area, the old CBO building. And that plus some exciting news is the plan is we're going to put in a fixed, our CSNF's first fixed imaged MRI in that location, as well as a new fixed PET CT. So it'll be, I think, a very hopefully effective way to really, again, just help patients get scheduled in a timely manner, allow things to move quickly, and an appropriate reutilization of space. And we've moved our central business office nearby to our South Point office, but in a different location, kind of a more typical office building. So those folks still have a home, but now we're going to be able to hopefully, from a clinic standpoint, utilize the actual, building that we had before in a much more, patient friendly and patient centric manner.
Yeah, I have to actually get in my car and drive to annoy Rick now instead of just walking across the parking lot. So kind of a bummer on my end, but I really took one for the team so that we could have a great new imaging center and clinic for
You, s-
Southside.
you still somehow have
Yeah.
figured it out though.
And it's a
So,
skill.
so kudos to you.
It's a skill. Thank you so much. No, it's going to be a really great update for the Southside guys and all the patients there. It's just going to be such a more modern building and everything. So that'll be really nice for them.
And I think anticipated completion somewhere around summertime, correct?
That is what I've heard. Yes.
Anticipated. So we'll see.
End of June is what I've heard.
Well, that'll
Yeah.
be a great space, and it'll be our kind of our largest hub with both the Southside group and the South Point group together there.
Well, Danny, it's been a pleasure to be back, and it was good to catch up on all that's happened in the last year plus with the company. And we're excited to hopefully make this a regular thing again. And, I just appreciate everyone tuning in and listening.
I'm excited to be back, Rick. We have a lot to talk about over this next year, a lot of important events coming up and a lot of expansion of our company around the city. So we're really excited to be back and talk about that kind of news, talk about medical news, and talk about, most importantly, sports updates too.
I think this is obviously where everyone goes for their last late breaking, up to the minute sports recaps. So I agree with you. There's nowhere else that services that need in the community.
No.
We're one of a
If
kind.
if you want to reach us, we have several ways that producer Brenna somehow, despite not physically being here, is making me mention. Our email is rickanddanny@gmail.com, all one word. Twitter and Instagram, or sorry, X and Instagram @_CSNF. And then Facebook, you can search us Cancer Specialists of North Florida.
We'll talk to you guys soon.
Out.